and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Rob out, y'all. Hey, peace and love throughout the land. Hey, man, y'all need to go check out that new album Phase 1 put out. That album's hot, man. I ain't got, man, look, that boy Phase, I wonder how long it took him to do that, but I think it like this, man. The title of the album, even how he structured the whole thing with, hey, shout out to brother Amun. He got the brother Amun on there doing some talking. The shit dope. It's like a mixtape. It's like a movie. It's like a whole movie, man. And then Phase on there, he changed. At one point he rapping a country song. On another point, he rapping on a Jamaican song. Like, it's like the way he put that album together, y'all. We're gonna lock it in the links in the descriptions. But that album, look. So the ninth album, look, I had like my number one album was by Phase 1, right? The ninth album, that's my number one album, right? The I Hope You Don't Worry About, the Q, that's my shit. Then you got Michael. I like the album Michael, right? And then he dropped like maybe three albums in between. I liked it a couple songs on some of them albums. But this new album, like after the ninth hour and Michael, and then this album right here, Float, man, this a whole, yeah, you can tell that Phase is, the more he rap, the more he do it, he get better and better and better and better every time he drop an album. But this album right here is a Grammy winning album, man. The type of time and effort that he put into it. Then with the whole how he set us up with like the fake to death thing, it was all part of the album theme. Like, but if you go listen to the album, you will figure out why he did everything he did, right? If you go listen to the album, man, go listen to that album. Like I said, I'm gonna lock it in links. We already shared the post a couple times on it doing in the comments about in the communities. That album, y'all, I'm telling you, it's hot. And he even inspired me to want to start back rapping again, put me some stuff together, man. That shit's so hot. That shit's so hot. Phase did it make me want to start back, put me something together like that. That was hot. The artist on that is hot, man. Shout out to that boy Phase 1. But we really brought you in tonight to talk about the 13 bloodlines of the Black Hand. So they tell you about the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati and all this, but they don't never mention the black nobles. But you ready to play? We're gonna roll a couple clips, man. We're gonna go and get it cracking. We're gonna get it cracking, cuz.
The 13 bloodlines, the gods they serve, rewrite. Beneath the boardrooms, banks, and bloodlines, there lies something darker. The truth the world was never meant to hear. The 13 families are not just rulers of finance and politics, they are keepers of ancient pacts. The Rothschilds are whispered to honor a god of fire and sacrifice, one who feeds on despair and debt. Their fortune was not born from chance, it was bought with offerings to the flame. The Rockefellers, masters of oil and medicine, are bound to the god of time and cycles. The black cube of Saturn is their altar. In return, they are given endurance, the power to outlast empires. The DuPonts turn their worship to the deities of alchemy and poison. Their gifts lie in chemistry, industry, and weapons. But every gift is poisoned, for their god demands transformation through destruction. The Astors are tied to the oceans, and their deity rules the hidden currents. Trade, shipping, and the unseen movement of wealth are their sacred waters. What is offered in return? Secrets, always secrets. The Lee dynasty carries the serpent and the dragon as their patron symbols. To such forces, domination of the masses is given in exchange for obedience to the serpent's hunger. The Bundys are aligned with a spirit of war. Their power rises in conflict, their influence sharpened by bloodshed. To such a god, war itself is the prayer. The Collins embrace the lunar goddess of shadow and seduction. Through her they are granted glamour, influence, and control. But her price is always the soul. The Russells are tied to the trickster, the messenger, the hidden keeper of codes. Through their lodges and societies they channel his cunning. The cost is deception itself, etched into their legacy. The Kennedys sought light, tied to prophecy and charisma, yet prophecy demands sacrifice. Their dynasty became an altar of blood, each death a payment for their borrowed power. The Krupps gave themselves to the god of fire and the forge. Weapons, machines, endless wars, such were their offerings. And in return they ruled over steel and flame. The Reynolds, servants of duality, raised their altar to a god of two faces. Through tobacco and smoke they controlled life and death, comfort and poison. A throne built on contradiction. The Van Dynes are tied to a storm god, fertility and wrath entwined. In their hands lies agriculture, cycles of hunger and feast. Yet storms always return for their due. The Onassis family bowed to the sea god of trade and storms. Shipping made them kings, but the ocean always demanded lives in return. 13 families, 13 altars, 13 chains of allegiance stretching back into the forgotten ages. These are not rulers, they are servants. Servants to gods that consume blood, time, and soul. But their weakness is this: every pact binds them as much as it empowers them. They are prisoners of the very deities they worship. And their fear is that one day, humanity will remember its own divinity and walk free. Like, comment, and follow for more truth. And remember.
But you hear what he said, that they are servants, right? Because cursed is canon. A servant of servant shall he be unto his brothers. Go read that in Genesis chapter 9 for my Bible guys, right? When Noah walked, not Noah, it was Ham. Ham walked into Noah's tent, which is one of Noah's sons, and they were triplets. Ham, Shem, and Japheth were triplets. Genesis chapter 5, verse 32. When Ham walked into the tent, he looked at Noah's nakedness and he cursed be Canaan. And Canaan is like the fourth son of Ham. Keep that in mind. Genesis chapter 10. And so cursed be Canaan. So Canaan was cursed to be a servant to Ham. Keep in mind, Ham means burnt black. So who are these guys serving? Because Ham became possessed by the devil, by the 200 fallen. Keep that in mind. That's how Canaan became cursed, because the devil infiltrated Ham's blood. So the devil is burnt black. A lot of this might sound crazy. It might sound like I'm trying to put it over to you who these guys are. They are Hamites. The Hamites are not the Israelites. The Israelites come down from Shem. We are Shamites. From the if you want to go with the Bible and who we are over here in America, we are the Israelites down through Shem. The Hamites are a certain group of people that look like Africans. They look like Africans, but they possessed because of through Ham. Ham became possessed, and boom, curse be Canaan. Canaan became a leopard. Leviticus chapter 30, 32, Leviticus chapter 34. You got the 33:30. I mean 30, 33. That's when they talked about the blonde thin hair. And then you got Leviticus chapter 31, 32. It goes into what leprosy is really dealing with albinoism. And Canaan was born as an albino, but he also got possessed, according to how Doc put it in the holy tablets, right? So these albino people who are the Jebusites, who are, this is Joshua chapter 10, I think, 17:10 or 10:17, where it talks about these Jebusites being in Israel right now to this very day, right? Holding down Israel, right? But we found out it's a whole nother story to that. But a lot of this is from our Bible guys that I'm talking right now. These Jebusites, Canaan had 13 sons. Well, he had 12 sons and one daughter, right? These 12 tribes became known as the 12 tribes of Canaan. They stole the name Jacob, and they became the tricksters, these Canaanites. They're the real tricksters. But the Jebusites, the Amorites, all these are Canaanites, and they were frontmans, scapegoats, servants for some dog-skinned cats who the Pope go around and kiss their shoes. We're about to bring it. Hey, come on, let's get more into it. Let's get more into it. We're just trying to bring it all together for you. Let me look at the comments. All right, let's do it, man. We got more to bring to you, brothers and sisters. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
The family here in the American shores who came over are the Collins family. Collins comes from Colon, Cristobal Colon, who is Columbus. Hence you've got the District of Columbia, the Knights of Columbia, Columbia Pictures, Columbia the country, British Columbia. Who owns that? Families. They own them. That's why they have their separate state laws, because it goes back to their separate trust funds that they created.
District of Columbia,
yeah.
right? Did
yeah.
you say that?
I said that one.
Yeah, DC.
DC.
Now, DC, is that not part of the United States, or is it so? Because they always hear they complain they can't vote in America, but that's done on purpose, right? That it's kind of like the City of London and the Vatican. It's its own sovereign thing. Am I wrong on that? Or is that the UN?
It is. The Farnese family owns it, and the Orsini, and I think the Colonna, absolutely the Colonna family, which is Collins, the Collins family. They own it all. It's their property. Columbia is Columb, which is the dove, which is David, and the Star of David is Saturn, which is Cronus.
And the Collins are servants to the Williams. The Collins are a front family. They one of the Canaanite families. One of the Canaanite families from Christopher Columbus, the Archites. One of his sons were the Archites. These Archites. Then you got the Jebusites. That's the ones you're dealing with with the small hats. Right, but the ones that Christopher Columbus, they were one of the tribes of Canaan, right? Who were sent as frontmans. They always the Canaanites are always the ones that sent to do the dirty work for these dark-skinned Hamites.
Right? So I let him train me. He explained to me that since I was a male Collins, I was in the Collins family, that I had a position to take. And that there was a board of directors called the Grand Druid Council, which contained 13 of the most powerful witches in the world. And that my place was on that council. And I said, oh, great. When do I take it? And he said, well, somebody just died. I kind of always wondered if he died or they shot him or something. You never can tell in the Illuminati. But he sent me to Los Angeles. I studied for 6 more months with my foster mother, holding kind of a temporary rank on this council, and then taking up to Colorado Springs and initiated. And I do believe that when I testified here the last time, I explained who the person was that handed me the ceremonial knife for that ceremony. Another senator named George McGovern. You might, before the night gets over, start to realize that Washington isn't bad as you thought it was. It's worse. But the ceremony, by the way, was human sacrifice. And the leader of that ceremony that night was George McGovern. That's why when we did the broken cross, we drew his picture into the broken cross as a person practicing human sacrifice. But
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I don't know if you watch Harry Potter, where it tells you about all of like the Gryffindors and these different names of these schools, right? Well, those really exist. They still exist to this very day. They just in hidden locations now due to the Spanish Inquisition in the church. Now, I'm putting it all together for you. You see on the video side, we're putting a lot of the tapes out, right? About the different papist bulls that passed to pretty much block us into this paradigm. And also, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be live with Rod tomorrow, and we got more coming on the new Earth frequency in the Schumann resonance that's coming in. Really, it's the Aquarian age that's speeding up the planet. And so what's happening is the nefarious bloodlines are being exposed. The nefarious 13 bloodlines of Canaan who were working for the 13 bloodlines of Ham. These dark avatar burnt black guys who walk around avatars, but they really reptilians. And the elder barons are they frontmans. I'm telling you, man. The elder barons mixed in with these Canaanites when they came and the Frugalords. So that's another question somebody asked. They said, what's the difference between the elder barons, the frugal lords, and the Ashtar command? Then you got the Canaanites. All right, so you got like three different Caucasoids. The Canaanites really ain't Caucasoids. They might sound the Canaanites really are Nubians. So the people in Jerusalem now who are the Jebusites and the Amorites and all these people, they really Nubians. They Albano Nubians. Okay. And you can classify them as mulattoes. That's another term. Mulattoes. Okay. They really most of them is a lot of mulattoes, some of them albinos. All right, so that's one group. They not really Caucasoids, they really Nubians. That's why some of them got curly afros. If you look at curly hair over there in Jerusalem, right? And they really children of Enki, okay, coming down from Noah. Really, really everybody I'm about to tell you about, even the bad guys are children of Enki. Even the bad guys that did us. Y'all all family and children of the Most High when you get down to it. But then you got Ham's people. Yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna say. The other Caucasians. All right, so then you got another group. The other group is the Albanos who came here. They similar to the Frugalords, but except they were drafted out of the Hindus in Proconians, in the Procons, and then took it to Aldebaran. Right? So that's one, and they came here. That's one group of Caucasians. Then another group is the Frugalords. They were drafted out of the Hindus here on Earth by Yaku, essentially, right? And then that's the Yakuites, the Jacobites. They later take on that title. But then you got another Caucasoids, and that is you got the Frugalords, that's it, the Frugalords, the Albanos, and then you got the Neanderthals, which connect with the Frugalords. Right? So all of them are the three different Caucasian species. And then they be a lot of them mixed in. I'm fucking the hell up, man. Something in my throat. Yeah. So that's what we do. So we're dealing with a scapegoat. Go back and study the Israelites, the doctrine. They use a scapegoat where they put all their sins on a goat and then drive them off the cliff. And he be the fall guy, pretty much. That's where you get the fall guy, all that from. Right? So in 16, I was just listening to, because I'm working on my album right now. Shout out FaZe. Like I say, FaZe inspired me to start working on my new album. And I got a clip where Malcolm X said, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I'm going to have that in the front of the song. And then it's going to drop, right? But I was thinking that when they came over here, they painted a picture to us in school and on TV and everything that these people were Caucasians that came over to steal our land, but they weren't Caucasians. These guys were black like my hat, and they call themselves the Pilgrims. They were dark-skinned jokers. that looked like us, but they wasn't us. And we helped them out because we thought that they was cool. They played us like the fool. Right? They played us like the fool. We helped them out, we saved them. And then they started coming with some with contracts, water law contracts. All these new water law. We had land law. That's why now I see why it was feathers versus pheasants. This whole country is feather versus pheasants. The feathers had work off land law, and the pheasants work off maritime law. Pheasants brought maritime law, and both the pheasants and both of them are Moors, if you want to get down to it, because the knowledge of origin from America, and America is the city of Aura. And Moor really means one of Aura, of Chaldea. America is Chaldea, the inhabitants of many foul and unclean spirits. Because Chaldea really means the land of the demons. I'm telling you, man. And so, yeah, go read in Revelations where it says, this have become the inhabitants of many foul and it's talking about Chaldea, the land of Nod. This is the land of Nod, where you could get naked. They got nude beaches. They got pornography. They got. You want me to go on? You notice the land of Nod. I ain't got to beat it over your head, right? From back in the day, where Inky was getting down dirty with every kind of species, and they was over here getting booted and doing all kind of stuff and mixing their seed, and it became the melting pot a long time ago. When it was called land of Nod, it was the melting pot. So you Negroes over here has got all kind of demons in you. According to Enlil, because that depends on perspectives. Enlil considered all the ones that was over here demons, right? The different 200 fallen who landed in Mount Hermon, which is in California. Really, they lied to you, telling you about some India or somewhere. No, it's in California. California is originally India. The Colorado River is originally the Indus Valley, Anana's land. And they landed on Mount Hermon. And you can look it up right now. It's still a place right there called Mount Hermon where they practice witchcraft in the mountains. Right now to this day. And them guys came down and set up a city called the Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles. And they started teaching the humans what they know. I'm telling you, man. And that's where, and those guys, it was the captains. This is what they saying that, oh yeah, well, these 13 bloodlines stem down from these captains. Okay, then, but them captains, them people were black. They were Negroes, dark skin with curly hair. These guys, and they were tall. And the government and Smithsonian Institute got pictures of these people or sculptures of these people. And actually, you can pull some of it up. They took some of it on the internet. We type in the Etruscans, and they show you statues of these big, tall, 8-foot dudes who had wings. I mean, who had genitals, or what were the phalluses that hang 2 inches from the ground. And these people, this particular family, that the ones that they show a statue of, they got these centaurian helmets on. They holding a woman running with her. These people, this particular tribe, were called the Wayans. The Wayans, who got Johnsons, because Johnson is one of them. Johnsons come from the Wayans. The Johnsons, who got Johnsons that hang 2 inches off the ground. That's the real Black Hand family. The Johnsons, the Wayans. And that's why you think A Living Color came out, and then they had the Jews to act like they was running it. But they were the real people that's running it. Just like Rod Hayes said that Samuel Jackson was really the real guy running the house. But he had the dude Leonardo, what his name is, as the front man of Candyland. He was the real slave master, the black guy. Just like on Bumpy Johnson, the Godfather series, the real plug is the black guy. And he's using the white French man as a front man. Go watch it again. His name is Assad 81 or something, 82. And the French man is talking to Bumpy the whole time. the whole time for like 2 seasons. I think Bumpy think that he did plug. And then finally, when they find out the white dude working for the feds or the DEA, they kill him. And then the black dude said he thanked Bumpy because that dude really want to plug. That I'm the plug. He was just a guy. And look, the whole time, this black dude, he said he from Al Madrid. This black dude from Al Madrid. Even the dude that played a part in the movie is really from Al Madrid in real life. That's how crazy it is. That's how much alchemy these guys do on us. The same guys who pump the Judy on the street, they pirates, they Karskins, and they the one got the red flag with the black faces on it, and they could tie to the Rothschilds who protect their money. The Rothschilds are the red shields, right? And they don't go, and they gonna lie and tell you that they go back to Amen. They don't go back to Amen. The only connection Amen had with them is that when Anzu got caught stealing the tablets of destiny from Enlil, right? And then Ertu went after them and they captured Anzu. They put Murdoch over the 200 fallen. Murdoch is really Amen, right? This is what people trying to tie Amen to these 13 bloodlines, right? Amen was fighting against these guys. Amen was fighting against these guys. These guys turned on Amen. They was working for Amen at first until after the wedding. Okay, so what happens is they come. It was a wedding. I go back and get the tape I put out called Murdoch's Wedding. When they got invited to Murdoch's wedding, why? Because Murdoch was marrying the leader's daughter, Shemgazu. He was marrying his daughter, so they got invited to the wedding. And when they got invited there, these guys took it up on themselves because they had made a pact already, said that we're gonna take some coochie, pretty much. And then they came down and they took it. Genesis chapter 6. Go read it, right? And then what happens is that's when the war broke out. So Amen was been a beef with these guys. You talking about the 13 bloodline families? They've been beefing ever since then, ever since Genesis chapter 6. But before Genesis chapter 6, he got put over them Enlil because he didn't like Murdoch a little bit. He was trying to really push Murdoch off. He put Murdoch over the 300 Giggies that was stationed on Mars, and that's how they got connected, right? So when you hear people saying they tie Amen into the 13 bloodlines and the Rothschilds, they don't know what they're talking about. They missing parts. Amen is Murdoch. Murdoch, though, keep in mind there's more than one Murdoch. You got Murdoch of Ashtar Command, because they named their people the same as our people. Then Enlil stepped in and named his people, his family members, the same as Enlil family members. You got this type of stuff that's going on, right? So you say Amen Ra, you're saying Murdoch of ancient Kemet, and he was fighting these guys. I'm telling you, man. And so they created a nefarious plan. They really, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you how cold these people are. These people really didn't get here till 1952. We was in Tartarian civilization until 1952. But what happened is when they came, they saw what was going on, and they jumped our time belt and went back to set up this 6,000 year spell. They jumped back to set up this with Ashtar Command and the Outer Barons. They jumped back to set up this 6,000 year spell after the 52 years. Doc break that down on page 135 of the Millennial Book, part 1. I'm telling you, man. So that's what when Roy say that the guys that did us, they really black, he know what he's talking about. And the guys that we tell us about, the Rothschilds and all these guys, are really frontmans. Because like I say, the Rothschilds mean red shield, and then that connects with these Corsicans. Go put up the Corsican flag. It's a red, you got a red cross on it with the 4 black heads. These Corsican was pirates. The pirates are the real guys who's doing all the criminal. They're the ones that moving the drugs. They're the ones that's controlling the maritime law. Keep that in mind. That's what we're dealing with. And that flag connects back with Switzerland, and where the money is being in London, and where the money is being funneled. Now we get into Revelation chapter 14, where this angel comes and he have the everlasting gospel. That everlasting gospel is the truth. Go back and get the tape. We already put all this out a long time ago. But that everlasting gospel is the truth, right? That truth can range in a whole bunch of stuff. But one of those truths is that the American dollar is not really the American Federal Reserve note, which is fiat, is not backed by any gold. That's one of the truths that went out. And that's why people created, because of that gospel that went out, that everlasting gospel now that can't be taken back. Because once you hear the truth, you can't hear something you come to know. And two, the truth cannot be muted or denied. The truth is undeniable, right? And so that truth is went out, and now people have created the brick. And keep in mind, my grandmother used to always say, if somebody's bullying you or they bigger than you, there's no such thing as a fair fight. Pick up a brick. So, you know, China, Russia, and these other countries have now got together and put themselves together a brick to bust America upside the head, to bust the American dollar upside the head, right? Go check it out. It's called the brick, the new gold-backed currency, which they put Muhammad Gaddafi out of business for even suggesting it. Yeah, because Muhammad Gaddafi, you know, he terrorized the people of Libya with free healthcare and free electricity. You know what I'm saying? He terrorized the people by putting $500 of money in their account off the oil cut that the country was getting. He terrorized the people, man, with that. What type of leader is that? A leader that gives everybody in this country a cut off the all money in their account every month. He a mad dog. He a mad man. Thus started Operation Mad Dog. The banker say you gotta get it. He gonna set an example for all the other African leaders. Then everybody's gonna want to give everybody some money, and then our whole system crumbles. Well, you should have knew that your system was gonna crumble because Mystery Babylon is a wrap. Mystery Babylon is falling. You don't know, and she can't get up. Who is Mystery Babylon? Mystery Babylon is the Vatican as the spiritual arm, who harness souls for the most reptilians, because the Pope walk around with a fish hat and he get followed around by the extraterrestrial bird beings who call themselves the Cardinals. So it's the reptilians involved with this, right? So reptilians and amphibians, right? And then so that's the spiritual arm. Then you got London, which is the financial arm controlled by the Knights of Templar, who the Rothschilds were the Knights of Templars, keep in mind. They protect the church, that protects these Corsicans, dark black hand guys who call themselves Zionist Jew guys. But they are not but we know who they are. Revelation chapter 3, verse 9, Revelations 2, we know who they are, verse 9. We know who they say they are. But they really they are avatars for Satan, avatars for the dragon, avatars for reptilians. The dragons are reptilians. Keep that in mind. I'm trying to paint it all together for you, for people that still, you know, in a religious state or whatever state you're in, or you might not be in that state. I'm trying to paint it all for you. So the dragon, it says that they are a synagogue. A synagogue is a vessel or a building or a temple. They are the synagogue for Satan. So that means that they are an avatar is a synagogue. So Satan is the dragon, right? Because Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. So these are reptilians, dragons in synagogues, walking around, and they saying they Jews, but they not. I'm telling you, they reptilians, they dragons, blood drinking vampires. And I'm not talking about the people in Israel. They blaming the people in Israel. These guys look like me and you. I'm telling you. So I'm telling you, man, straight up. So London is the military, the financial arm that's been controlled by at the 1 square mile, and then DC is the military arm. That if you don't like what London said or the Pope said, they sick them dogs on you. And that's DC. Sick them, go get them. Just like they did Muhammad Icke did, whatever his name is. Muhammad Icke did in Somali, where they got mad because he trying to cut off the Western arm. Anybody in Africa that tried to cut off the Western arm, they took their sick them dogs on them. And so that's the conglomerates. Those 3 conglomerates make up the Mystery Babylon that's fallen. Why is it falling? Because that angel in Revelation chapter 4, at the beginning, came out with the everlasting gospel. He started that pebble. Malachi, he started the pebble. He started to peddle the everlasting gospel, the everlasting truth, the real truth about the government, about this. And boom, from that point on, other angels follow to end it. And now they're at the part where they got it, where America is now drinking the cup, drinking the raft. They drinking the raft now of their own doing. Their own doing is now become their own undoing. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. We're at the part where they drank the cup. And Donald Trump is a part of serving them the cup. Keep that in mind. Don't get it twisted. Because cherubim, the Most High got cherubims fighting for him too. The cherubims are the ones who send to deliver the cup. You know what I'm saying? Why would he send a cherubim? They ain't gonna make you drink it. That cherubim ain't gonna bow. He gonna tell you drink it. That's why Donald Trump ain't giving them no mercy. You watch what I tell you. And the same guys that shooting at him is the same guys that shot at Kennedy, that set Kennedy up. Same guys that set Bob Marley up. The same guys that set Tommy Sakara up. The same guys who set Muhammad Gaddafi up. The same guys. The guys who are reptilian dragons in synagogues. They dragging in synagogues. That's who. So don't feel bad as Mystery Babylon go down, because it says some of y'all are gonna cry about Mystery Babylon going down. Oh, it's that great city, such a great city. Now look at it in 1 hour, it's gone. Oh, the merchants, all the hustlers, all the pimps and con artists who was over there making money off of them. They gonna say, oh, we can't make no more money like that no more in the system because we can't do no more. We can't shock the people no more because the system is different. That system gone down. The Mystery Babylon system gone down, so they can't run their Babylonian blood magic games no more. I'm telling you, man, their system is done. So don't be scared to let go of the federal fiat money. It's not money anyway, George. It's not real money anyway, George. So when a money system go, don't be mad. Let's make sure you change that shit up for commodity money before it's too late. Buy you some gold, buy you some beans, buy you some rice, buy you some seeds. Take that shit and turn it into seeds. I bet you're gonna be worth more. Every seed you have gonna be worth more than $1 when the time comes. So don't at first I was kind of hurt that the dollar going down. I was like, man, what are we gonna do? But the truth of the matter is it ain't even real, George. The money's not real, man. It's some fiat. It's monopoly money, man. For real. That's the truth. So what are we about to get ready to go into? Like I say, Donald Trump, he gonna change it up, but I see him cracking the whip on us after he get it set up where it look good, and then he say, "All right, so I got you where I want you now. Let me put my put my Johnson in your mouth." You know what I'm saying? And you gotta like that, right? Type of thing. Nah, bro, that ain't how we go. Ain't nobody getting up on us like that no more. Especially the young crowd. So the 13, we know who you are. The Wayans, the blacksmiths. He go one of them right here. He go one of them Smiths. Let me show you. The blacksmiths, one of the richest families in the world. Have you ever heard of them? Watch this. This is crazy, man.
You need to go and start your own company, your own business. Because those guys in there, yeah, they're going to make a bunch of money. You're going to think it's a lot of money. But until you are independent and until you run your own business, you will never be free. And this was Sam Zell told me. And I remember that to this day. And I'm like, what is he talking?
That dude there, you probably never heard of him, right? A lot of y'all, some of y'all might have it. Robert Smith. He one of the richest black guys in the world. And one of the 200 fallen black tribes were called the blacksmiths. Because you got to remember, one of the 200 fallen taught his children how to smelt metals. So the ones that knew how to smelt metals, who became mighty men in those days and real known for smelt metals, they became known as the blacksmiths. So one of the families are the Smiths. They telling you about some Collins and some Rothschilds. The Smiths is the ones right. And the best way to place to hide, sometimes they was hiding right in our face because they got right amongst us. Let me show you some more black nobles that you probably don't know about. Let's roll some of that footage.
As you can see right here in this picture, those are the 13 bloodline, the 13 royal family from the Americas and Europe. This is where General Dessalines originated from. That's his bloodline. And also King Selassie of Ethiopia before the Crown of London destroyed his country. So those are the 13 bloodline. This is why we had 13 months of the year before the Roman Catholic Church had changed it to 12 months of the year. So it was really 13 months.
The real King of England is quite black, and he just so happens to be from the American state, Virginia. The Black American Syphax family are direct descendants of Charles II. Charles II had many illegitimate children, and one of them was Charlotte Fitzroy. Here she is with her East Indian slave. Charlotte's grandson was Charles Calvert, Lord Baltimore, whose son was Benedict Swingate Calvert. Benedict died at this huge plantation in Maryland. Benedict was of course friends with George Washington, and his daughter married George Washington's stepson. And their son was none other than George Washington Parke Custis. And George Washington's step-grandson had children with his enslaved woman, one of them being Ariana Carter. Ariana Carter had a daughter named Mariah Carter. Mariah Carter would marry Charles Syphax, who was another enslaved man at the Arlington plantation. They were married in Arlington House, the same place where Mariah's sister would marry General.
But he gonna go on to tell you that the people over here in America. Now, if you new to the channel and you want to get the 8 books by the Young Geller, I got the 8 books going for $40 to the $40 donation to the Cash App. But one of the books that I wrote is called the Hustler's Manual. In the Hustler's Manual, I break down completely how King George III got, like, everybody from King George before King George were black people. And I know my Moors don't like the word black because really they, and I got to make that correction. Keep in mind about the word black, how they use that as a misnomer to declassify us and reclassify us so that they can steal our land and label us dead and lost at sea, right? But so I'll say the word dark skin, right? So everybody from King George the third all the way back with dark skin in England. Now what happens is the Rothschilds got sent by these black Hamites to overthrow the original royal bloodlines. And so they overthrew King George III and them and had his whole family whacked. And then they brought in Queen Victoria through this German lady where they said that, oh yeah, this is Prince Edward's daughter, but it wasn't Prince Edward's daughter. She's a Deru. Queen Elizabeth is a Deru. Matter of fact, I'm finna get to do an AI. Let AI. I'm gonna give copy that part of my book and then give it to AI and let AI do a movie on it. Let AI do a movie about how the black noble dark-skinned nobles got overthrew out in England. They're just one spot in Great Britain. So the last dark-skinned king was in 1837, and that's King George III. Matter of fact, I already got a whole tape on it. It's called Majesties of America Part 8 in the Native American file, right? I did it a long time ago. And that's like pretty much some of the stuff out of my book. But yeah, so yeah, and King Charles was black. That's right, original Skywalker. So he's showing King Charles in there as a white guy, but the real King Charles was white. Black. And King James was a dark-skinned brother. And I saw pictures of King James, and let me tell you who he looked like. King James kind of looked like Billy Carson. I bet you Billy Carson is a direct descendant of King James. I bet you the real King James from England. I bet you that, man. He looked just like him. He looked just like Billy Carson. Billy Carson looked like a reincarnation of King James. I'm telling you, man, from England, right? And who else? You know the dude George Jefferson that played in the George Jefferson show? He looked just like King George III's son named Prince Edward, the one that they say that was the father to Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria is where the bloodline that's coming down now. that's in the saying that they're the royal family, they come down from Queen Victoria, but they really usurped with Queen Victoria, right? With the Derus and the German lady. But they had but the Knights of Templar use arsonists. They use arsonists to poison King George whole family. King George III whole family. They poison his whole family with arsonists. They poison their food and their wine at different places. These the Knights of Templar, who were Assassin's Creeds for the church, working for the church secretly, but they secretly was working for the Black Hand, which was because the church, the Black Hand set up the church to do all their dirty work, and that's what you get. Because you wonder, like, all of a sudden, boom, how all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, everybody started to get, they land started to get taken, they started to get conquered, and you go back and do your research, and then when you follow this, you go back to start figuring out when this happened. You say the Spanish Inquisition, man, the Spanish Inquisition. Now, who came out with these ideas on this Spanish Inquisition? And you find out it was the Romans. Who are the Romans? The Etruscans, the 200 dark niggas. The mans who roamed around, right? And the Romans, these mans who roamed, because they didn't have no home because they're not from this planet. They don't got no home on this planet. That's why they always giving you this God story, telling them he promised them a place to settle. But he never did come through on that deal, right? So they always going around looking for a home, Romans. And so in order to do this, in order to steal other people's land, they had to set up a doctrine. This became your doctrine of discovery. And then sanctums, papist bulls, to set up all these mechanisms so that they can begin to go and colonize other people's land. Under the Black Hand, the Corsicans, the red cross, white black shield connected back to Switzerland. And so from that point, they begin, if you ain't no Christian, you're a savage and you're an imbecile, and you should be conquered and be enslaved, and whatever your possessions belong to us in the name of Jesus. And you got people going around still promoting it, right? The real that Jesus line. It's more to it than what they think. But they conquered everybody and took their shit in the name of Jesus. Or in the name of Debo, sound like to me that was in the name of Debo, not in the name of Jesus. Right? Debo the one that got niggas tucking it. They had niggas tucking their chain in when they came around. Christians make people tuck their chain in. And they still really got you doing it to this very day. Because when you go to church, you got a big old chain on. The devil's up there in the pulpit, and he up there want to get more money. I know you got some money because look at that chain around your neck. Oh, you got some money, put some more money up here for me. Right? So you got to even tuck your chain in when you go to church, because Debo up there in the pulpit trying to pull you into the pit and pull some money into the pit out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Because they talking it to the pocket up in the church, man. They riding around real pimpish like. I'm telling you, man. And so there are all these different mechanisms to be able to colonize us and then beat us into a psychological religious state, because the outer barons is the ones that came out with the idea. Why? Well, it was the reptilians' idea, because they had set up this same mechanism already on the outer barons, and all they did is just come and reiterate on our planet, take some of our concepts and our methods, and then create a religion out of it, and then re-enslave us with it. So that's why we can relate to Christianity, Islam, these different three major religions, is because some of the stuff that they use to create it is our stuff, our rituals, the 7 times around, all these different rituals was stuff that we had already did in ancient Kemet thousands of years before they came. And they actually came in and we taught them the shit first. Then they went out and created the religion and came back with it. Go look at the Hyksos. The Hyksos came into ancient Kemet. We taught them for a certain amount of years, 400 years almost, and it took them 400 years to create this religion. It took them 400 years to create all these religions. Judaism didn't really come around to like the 1400s. They don't want to admit that. 1500s. I'm telling you. So they created all these religions based on what we taught them. So they took what we taught them, twisted it around, because that's what Yaku told his people to do. In order to be a trickster, you got to take whatever they get and flip it. Flip whatever they got, flip it around and sell it back to them, man. That's the ultimate goal, man. The ultimate get down in this game. When you're part of the nefarious 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. The nefarious. What does nefarious mean, y'all? That means an evil criminal organization or evil, you know what I'm saying? Something evil. But the magic game is up. The magic trick is up. They can pack all them acts back up and take that Hollywood act and go on back to their planet with that crap. Go back to Adherents. Don't go back to Europe. Go back to Adherents. Or go back to Europa. Like Doc said, they going back to Europa. Go back to Saturn. But Earthborns don't want you here no more. The Earthborn don't want you here no more. Because we ain't had nothing but a hard time, man. You know how good we had it before they came? And then look how hard we had it since they've been here. And they ain't even been here that long. So the gig is up. Mystery Babylon is falling. The great is falling. They running. And it also said that in this time, when the beans come back, and the beans are pulling up now, right? These beans pulling up now. And they said that these beings that did all of this, they were gonna run to the mountains and hide under the mountains because they already spent trillions of our dollars digging underground tunnels and building underground facilities and bases and bunkers. And it said that they were gonna go down there and hide up under there. But it says that these beings got technology that can rip the mountain off and pull it out and look down off in the air. And you don't know what that is? They call them bunker busters. The government got them, bunker busters. Where they go down on the ground and blow their ass clean up out of the space, right out of that hot bunker, clean right off into space. Yeah, it's called bunker busters, but we don't call them bunker busters. We call them thermonuclear drill bombs. Go ask the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He told you about it, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm telling you. They drill down. You can time it, put a time on there. They say, oh yeah, he down underground 1 mile. Oh, no problem. We'll put a 1 mile time on that motherfucker. It's gonna drill right down because it got the best hardest metal on the front of that drill. They're gonna go all the way down off in there. And then as soon as he get down in there, they're gonna say, hello guys, boom, blow their ass clean, smooth, right off into space. Oh yeah. Welcome back. Right in the crack. Yeah. So we ain't worried about nothing. We ain't never scared. You done did everything to us. You don't think Willie Lynch was rough? Man, go read the Willie Lynch. That was psycho lunatic. You think the guy that wrote that was a real human? You know what I'm saying? He definitely was a dragon in a synagogue. You don't believe the guy that wrote Willie Lynch was a dragon in a synagogue? Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. You don't believe it? I'm telling you, man. He was definitely a dragon in the synagogue to write something like that, to do that to a pregnant lady. Yeah, ain't nobody there but the old Lou himself put that together. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody else getting that gruesome. I don't see a regular guy getting that gruesome. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And on that note, we being live, man. We about to get up out of here. Y'all on TV. We'll be back. Free Malachi. Never have it been made so clear.